Having a chronic illness can be difficult, and I know that many issues arise when you have UC. I found it helpful to see a social worker to talk about my issues.
My name is Janis Arnold. I am the pediatric clinical social worker at Children's Hospital Boston. I work with the children and families who are living with inflammatory bowel disease.
How are you doing with everything now that you've had some time to kind of sit with it?
At the time that a patient is first diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease, I meet the family at the outset to help with the initial adjustment and help them adjust to their lifestyle going forward.
What do you think is the hardest part of having to take care of your IBD?
My shot.
Your shot, so tell me.
Typically, when a family is first adjusting to the diagnosis of inflammatory bowel disease, there tends to be concerns and questions. The first being, is my child going to die from this? When they find out that that's not the case, the next question is, when is my child going to feel better? There's almost a bereavement, a grief over the loss of normalcy, of predictability, of the routine of what they knew.
Well, what are you finding to be the most challenging in terms of readjusting things and regrouping as a family?
I think introducing the medicine, as a daily part of her life.
I think Janis at Children's has really been helpful. She would have very, open discussions with her and try to, get her to feel more comfortable about it. And I think as she's had those conversations, hearing it from someone other than us, I think is actually very helpful and has helped her really move forward.
So how have you figured out how to get through these shots? Because something you're doing is working, because you do it really well every time.
Just to say 1, 2, 3, because if you just stick it in, you're gonna scream. And I hold my stuffed animal, and that really helps me.
So when you're dealing with a child who's of the kind of preschool age, one of the things that you're wrestling with is the loss of the routine and the predictability, which is what we know makes that age group feel safe and comfortable.
And I can do most things that people don't think I can do. Mostly nothing has changed.
Wow, look how many toes down. Nice job.
It's very important to have that third party there. Janis takes care of me.
Miranda? Hi, it's Janis from Children's. While stress does not cause someone to develop inflammatory bowel disease, it can certainly contribute to an exacerbation of symptoms. I was just calling to follow up and see how the school meeting went last week. It is important to anticipate the spheres of your life that can cause stress, whether they be school, family issues, peer issues. And when we anticipate those, then we can problem solve them. Wonderful. Did you have a chance to talk with your science teacher? I know that was something that was concerning you. We want to help empower a patient to be able to control the physiologic response as much as possible in the moments that they would feel stress. Well, feel free to call me if there's anything I can do to help.
She's there. She's there.
All right, take care, Miranda. Bye-bye. When you're looking at working with pre-adolescents and teenagers, the most striking challenge is that invasion of privacy. Inflammatory bowel disease, by definition, comes with a large set of very antisocial symptoms, very socially embarrassing symptoms. So it's trying to give back these pre-adolescents and teenagers a sense of control when it's basically all been taken from them.
So how much do your friends know about what you're missing school for when you're coming here for the infusions?
A lot of my friends aren't exactly sure of all of the symptoms. They actually are aware, though, of the main points of it,
It can be kind of an odd thing to talk about because the symptoms that are involved with IBD aren't ones that we typically sit around and talk about over lunch.
Yeah, I know. It's actually pretty embarrassing.
When you're not feeling well, it's helpful to have friends know so that it's not as isolating, so you can get the emotional support from people who care about you. But when you are feeling well, you also don't want to be treated like you're this very fragile teenager.
When I'm talking to them, I don't kind of make it sound so serious, but then again, not to the point that it should be taken lightly.
Right. I'm really proud of you, and I'm very impressed. You should be really proud of yourself, too. And you know how to reach me if there's anything that you need in between visits.
Right, I even have her calling card, too. So.
Good.